Hello, 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 hello. What's up? What's up? What's up? Hey, if you can hear me in the chat, type 1 for me. Check myself too. What's up? What's up, y'all? How's everybody feeling? What's up, everybody? Y'all hear me all right? We'll get started in a second. Let me see something. Hey, type 1 in the chat if y'all can hear me okay. Leave me a comment. Let me know. Perfect. What's up? What's up? So we good then? All right. So, all right, everybody. How y'all feeling? Everybody good? I hope y'all had a good week. I hope everybody's enjoying these live videos, man. This has been pretty cool for me to do because, like I said, I don't do too much. So it doesn't make sense for me to just, withhold information. And I like talking anyway. And I haven't really had a chance to talk to anybody because I've been in the house since like last August. So, all my details and my little experience that I get from my friends and stuff like that, I haven't really had it. I haven't had any like contact with anybody. I haven't seen anybody. So I just been bunkered down. So it'd be pretty cool to talk about some little stuff that comes up here and there and stuff that I go through. I just got to be conscious of it and be like, oh yeah, that's right. Let me talk about this. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, today's video, you guys seen the topic, how to get out of a workout slump. I go through this myself. And what's crazy about it is I'm in a slump probably once or twice a month. So it's not like a, 6 months I was good and then later on I wasn't good. I normally go in a slump, and I'm not gonna lie. I don't know what it is, but I'll have a good week, good 2 weeks maybe. And then after those 2 weeks, I'm like, I need a minute. You know what I mean? And I'll just sit down and I'll start not directly trying to skip stuff, but I'll find myself missing a workout here and there, here and there. You know what I mean? Like I'll miss a day. I'll be like, oh yeah, I was gonna do my legs today. And then I'll just put it off and like, I didn't do my legs yet. I didn't do my legs. And I'll put off my legs and don't even do none of the other workouts. You know what I'm saying? I'll put off the chest, shoulders, triceps because I'm still thinking about I got to do my legs first before I do anything. And I'll end up getting wrapped up in just nonsense from, distractions of life, something to come up in my life where I might be trading on the Forex markets or something like that. And then my mind is so consumed in that. And I just totally blank out and I can't remember to do anything else. You know what I mean? Or just distractions of other stuff going on. And it just kind of takes my mind away from it. Or priorities can come up. You feel me? Like my priorities would just be like, I can get the workout in, but I really need to do, A, B, C, D. This is taking precedence. You know what I mean? So those are kind of the things that I'll go through. But today what I'm going to do is break down a couple other reasons, like my top 5 reasons that people go through ruts and get into ruts. And then what I'll do is break down my 3 ways that I think that it's best to get out of them. But understand, like, it's natural. So it's not like, it's not like nobody goes through it and nobody, you're the only one if you do feel like this and you just been taking a long break, whatever like that. Like, trust me, my guy, like, we all do this. You feel me? Like, we all go through it. And like I was talking about last week, you kind of got to have a reason to keep on going. But sometimes reasons are just seasonal. Like you might have a reason right now and might have an event coming up or something like that. And then, next thing you know, it's like, all right, that event was over and I don't have nothing else coming up. So what's the point? You know what I mean? Like, what's the point of working out? Like, I know I can do it, but what's the point right now? Because I don't have any activity or any reason to be staying in shape. So it puts us there. But anyway, let's get started. So reason number 1, that you can fall into a rut is life distractions and your priorities. Okay. And this is something that I kind of fall in line with. Like I'll get distracted or my priorities will come up trying to make some money or trying to do things that I was backed up on that I hadn't done, or just, whatever. You got to do stuff for your family. Like those things come up. And that's those are priorities. And sometimes you'll put yourself on the back burner, and I'll do that to myself. I'll put myself on the back burner, like, okay, I look good right now, but I'll get back to it when I get a chance. Like, it's not that serious. I can put it off and I can always bounce right back. But it's crazy because like the bounce back is super hard. You know what I'm saying? Like the fall off is the easiest part. Like I could fall off in a heartbeat, but the bounce back though, like that's the part you got to crawl out of. But I don't think about it like that because I'm like, I'm me. I'm so used to it. When I look in the mirror every single day, I can't tell the difference. But when other people see me, they're like, man, remember when you were at your best? And I'm like, at my best? Like I really was never at my best. You know what I mean? So it's just one of those things where I can't even tell that I'm making or losing progress sometimes. But I'll fall off because I'm distracted by something else bigger that's going on in my life. And I understand that. So that's one of the things that I deal with personally, and maybe you guys do too. The second reason that people can fall off or people can go into ruts are injuries. And I know this to be true from people who I've trained in the past, like just having clients. What'll happen is like, somebody might be working out and then they hurt something. Let's say, they didn't go to the doctor to go get it checked out, or just, mess their knee up for a little while. Their knee was hurting, and they'll hold off on going back into the gym for super long, like way past the point where the knee had recovered and it feels better. They just put it in their mind that, that might happen again, and I don't want to do it. Or it gets to the point where that was their excuse to get out of there. Like, see, I do this all the time and I always get hurt. Now I need to go sit down somewhere and not work out for a while. Versus when you have that injury, coming into the gym or still doing exercises for the other body parts that aren't injured. You know what I mean? Like, so that was one of the things I used to see a lot of times when I had clients, and a lot of times when I worked in gyms, like people, some people who you knew were really dedicated, they can come into the gym with a broken leg. I remember when I tore my bicep, I had my cast on, my sleeve, and I used to go into the gym and I did everything else. I could do chest stuff. Like all I could do is I could do cable flies like this, because my arm was just in a sling. So anything that didn't require my arm to bend this way, I was fine. So I was doing lateral raises inside of the little machine with the things that go over your arms. I was doing stuff on my back. So I don't know if I did anything for my back, but if I could, I would do like back extensions or something like that. I did pullovers. I did a lot of pullovers from putting my arms in the machine and just pulling down and coming back over and pulling down for my lats. I did a lot of those. Ab stuff, leg stuff, of course, was all fair game, with the exception of, holding a bar or anything like that. But I was doing leg stuff, hack squats. So you can find things to do. But a lot of times people will be like, I hurt my shoulder, so I'm gonna stay out the whole gym for a couple months. And you'd be like, dang, you stay out of the gym for a couple months because you hurt your shoulder? So it's one of those things where it's like, just work around it. That's one of the things you got to work around. The next thing that people fall off for is what I like to call resetting to factory defaults. Like, I think everybody has a baseline lazy, like a baseline of, what they can get away with, what they like, their true selves. If their body didn't matter, if image didn't matter, if all that stuff didn't matter, like what would you really look like? That is kind of your baseline. And I feel like, you can kind of fall back into factory defaults just by getting comfortable with life, and not really prioritizing working out. And when you do that, just getting comfortable with life and resetting to your factory defaults, going back to your regular habits, your regular ways, you might have bad habits that contribute to you getting out of shape, but it's like, I don't care. I just want to be me. I'm happy. What's it matter? Like, my body is cool, but even if you find a mate or something like that, you're like, they'll just take me as I am. I'm gonna just have to find somebody who likes me for looking like this. You know what I'm saying? I'll just start shopping for clothes that fit in this size. Instead of saying, I don't want to wear that size, that's too big for me, I'll shop for clothes, and I'll just keep on buying a size up, whatever. You know what I mean? Like, you just subconsciously put it aside. And so that's your factory defaults. When you have a factory default like that, and you just are, you can just like, you could just really fall off and be cool with that. That's one of those things where you got to look yourself in the mirror and be like, okay, I need to have a reason all the time. If you want to have a reason. Now, if that's the thing, I'm not here to tell everybody that they need to look elite, all the time. I personally have a monstrous ego. You know what I'm saying? I don't talk about it, but I do in my mind. Like, my ego is, you know what I'm saying? But outside, I won't verbally say I'm thinking this, but that's my reason for keeping on, for working out and wanting to look, excellent. But I don't know why somebody else would want to look excellent. And so you got to think about what your reasons are for wanting to look your way, or maybe it's just health. Maybe it's just health, like staying right along the lines, that borderline of I could be unhealthy if I keep on going, but let me just fall back a little bit and stay right in that bracket, so you can find that comfort, that happy medium, and be comfortable with that. But I always think that you should figure out a way to not just be factory defaults, but kind of be a little bit more of on the side of trying to get a little bit better. You know what I mean? The fourth reason I think people can get into ruts or fall off is here's another thing that I've kind of noticed. This has never happened to me, but a lot of my colleagues and my friends, when I was competing, this happened to them a lot in the process. And so what it is getting ready for an event or getting overwhelmed from your previous workout routine. So I'll put it to you like this. A lot of times when I was getting into figuring out how to work out, and getting into what worked best for me, I was getting pretty much, when I was reading this comment, Brandon Hicks, what's up? You said discouragement because you're not seeing enough progress. Yeah, that can be. Listen, you can get discouraged for not seeing enough progress too, but that shouldn't be a reason you fall off. That shouldn't be a reason you fall off, because I'm gonna save that for the end, because I have something that I want to personally add to that. That's gonna be one of my ways to fix it all. Okay, so hold that thought. I'm gonna come back to it though. But what I want to say was getting overwhelmed from your previous workout routine. So sometimes we'll get into a workout routine that we read online or a program or something like that, and you go super hard, like I'm talking about stupid hard for a long period of time. And when you go hard like that for a long period of time, you're almost looking forward to it being over. You know what I'm saying? Like you're looking forward to like I can only imagine. I've never done P90X, but I can only imagine just the thought of knowing something's only going to take me 90 days, or I got to do it for 90 days, and not setting up a sustainable system in my mind for something that can go on forever, but just saying, okay, I got 90 days. And then after that 90 days, it's like, boom, well then what? Do I have P90X part 2, P90X part 3? Like, do I just run it back? You know what I'm saying? Like, so if it's that extreme, I'm not going to want to run it back. And I know a lot of people who used to come into the gym who trained with me who had previously tried stuff like that at home. And it was like, oh, I didn't want to deal with trainers. I just wanted to try it on my own. And I just bought P90X, or I bought, whatever it was. I don't keep up with those things anymore, but they buy whatever the program is and they follow that for a little while. And then, they'll get burnt out, or they'll kind of hit a plateau on it and be like, all right, well, I did that. I'll go back to my factory defaults. And if I ever need to get back in shape again, I'll run it back and I'll do it again. And that's when you start hearing people say, well, I got in shape last time with such and such, or I got in shape last time with this and that. And that's the thing, like, you getting in shape, but then you falling off. You getting in shape and then you falling off. And so that's one of those things that people can, that falling off is that rut that we're talking about. So you can fall into a lot of ruts by just falling off. And then the last one is my fifth one, is you can just be too inconsistent to begin with. And so if you're one of the type of people who you work out, but you take breaks in like days in between, like 3, 4, 5 days, you work out 3, 4, 5 days, work out, miss a week, come back, miss another week. You know what I mean? If you one of those kind of guys, then what'll happen is, yeah, you'll fall into a rut easily. You know what I'm saying? Because you're looking for any type of accountability. Like you just need something to hang on to. You don't even be in the gym like that. You don't even work out like that. Like it's not part of your lifestyle. So it's easy for you to fall into a rut. So now let's get into what we can do to overcome these things. And I'm gonna break a couple of these down and then we'll get into the comments. If you guys got any questions, you can start thinking about them. Leave them in the comments and I'll get to the questions in a second. All right, but let me go over my top 3 things. All right, the first thing, and I talked about this last week, you have to remember your why. Okay, you got to remember what your reason is for even wanting to be in shape or be healthy or be whatever the case is. Like I know some people who are older, they'll say things like, I want to be in shape for my kids, or so I can chase my kids around. I can do more things with them. Or I want to be in shape just because I want to look better in my clothes. Or I want to be in shape because, it's just a healthier thing to do. I'm tired of my knees hurt. I'm tired of my back hurt. Just for, lifestyle changes, or just, just whatever. You gotta have your reason. And I'm not, and nobody's reason is more important than the other person's reason. We're all on the same playing field. It's just what drives you. You see what I'm saying? And I think with your body, it's not something that comes to you naturally, because in our lifestyle, we're not required to use our bodies that much. Like, look at me. I'm sitting here on the computer all day long, and I might get up and go into my living room. I might go sit on my back porch. I'll work out. But then most of the time, like I'll go drive. I'm sitting down again. I'm at my computer. I'm sitting down. So I'm not required to do activities with my physique like I was at my last job when I was climbing on roofs and stuff. You know what I'm saying? But now I'm not required to. So because I'm not required to, I have to consciously think about, okay, what am I going to do to work out today? How am I going to do something great for myself today? Or how am I going to do something for my body today? I actually have a lot of reminders in my phone. So like if you see my phone, my calendar, my phone chirps all day long. And I told you about this before. Like I got an alert that it's time to work out chest. It's time to do these 3 exercises. It's time to eat this meal. And that's what kind of keeps me going. But my why is, like I said before, my ego. Like I'm just I don't know, man. I have a thing that I just want to be better than everybody else. And it's just like, it's not a, it's just that's what keeps me going. You know how Michael Jordan used to, if you ever watched The Last Dance, they say Michael Jordan used to just make up scenarios in his head about people, and he would just kind of be competitive in his own mind. I just always felt like, how come I can't be one of the elite ones? How come I can't be at the top? You know what I'm saying? Like what's the difference between him and me? Like the difference between him and me is that he's putting in the work. So if he's putting in the work, let me do the work too and see what that feels like on the other side. And if I put in that work and I can get into that 1% of, the best looking at any moment, or the person who, if I take my shirt off wherever I go, people are going to be like, oh snap, he looks good, or people are going to compliment me. It's one of those things, but it's not a discouraging, like, oh, look at this dude, he's huge, he's disgusting looking, like, why does he look so massive? What's he getting ready for a show? It's not that. It's still pleasing. You know what I'm saying? So I have my own look that I want to go for, and which is, now that if you know what my shape is that I like, it's kind of like that 60s era bodybuilding, like that 60s, early 70s era. You know what I mean? So that's the kind of shape that I've always admired, even as a little kid. You know what I mean? Like, so that's what I wanted to be. So for me, I have that ego, and that's about everything I do. I always want to be, I always want to have that competitive edge over somebody in something that I really want, not in everything, but in something I really want. It's not about like who can eat the fastest. It's not all the time like that. It's just little things that I'm interested in. I just want to maximize on it. You know what I'm saying? So that's my ego. But you guys got to figure out what's your why, and then remember that all the time whenever you get ready to fall into a rut. Like, let that be the thing that reels you back out of your rut. Like, wait a minute. Like, I don't need to be sitting down like this. I'm supposed to be, whatever. The only thing I can relate to, because I don't know what else could do it at this point. Only thing I can relate to is just saying, like, I just want to be the baddest mother effer on the planet. Like, when I step out the car, I just want people to be like, yo, what is that? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I like. I like to be, if I step in a room, head turning, so whatever your reason is, if you want to be a head turner or something like that, you want to be one of the people that, people walk up on you and be like, yo, what do you do for a living all the time? Then yeah, get into that, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a cool feeling to have, when I'm out, if I travel out of the country or something like that, people walk up to me and say, what are you, a football player? Or what did you, like, I might be going to the gas station. People will stop me. Yo, did you play baseball? Or are you are you a wrestler? Or did you, play somewhere? Or you play football somewhere? And it's crazy because, like, I'm like, nah, I didn't, you know what I mean? And at that point I was like, you know what? I need to start getting into bodybuilding, because I need to be able to have a title in something. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't have a title in nothing, but that's what was my thing. That's what drove me to keep on wanting to work out. Cause I like that, that admiration from people, you know what I'm saying? And I like the attention in my own way. I like the attention, not in a way it was like, hey, everybody can look at me, but just in my own way. So remember your why. Okay. And then the other thing is what I wanted to add to you guys to remember, and this is just universal. Like, why not? That's my question, for a lot of things. Like, why not? How come you're not doing something? And if your reason, if you could really sit back and be like, it's just not a lifestyle thing, you probably need to add that into your lifestyle. Make working out a part of your lifestyle so that it doesn't seem so, stressful to get around to getting to it. You know what I'm saying? For whatever your reason is falling off, because getting back on, getting started is the hardest part. Falling off is easy, but trying to get back into it, What? You know what I'm saying? That's the part where it gets tough. Like, cause you fall off when you coming off the couch. Like I played basketball the other day, and like I still kind of had like in my mind, I was moving, but my body was like slow motion, you know what I'm saying? And I couldn't figure it out. And I was like, man, it's not the same because I don't do it all the time. You know what I mean? So getting back into it, like my chest was beating all fast, my heart was beating. And when I used to ball when I was younger, like I would never have that. Like my wind is nasty. Like I could run for miles. You know what I mean? I don't like running, but on a basketball court, I can run up and down all day long and I don't get tired. And so, but now I'm like I need a break. I need to like time out. You know what I mean? And so that's the thing. So trying to get back into it, I'm gonna remember that next time. Like, man, I was down bad last game. Like now this game, I got to come in there and really try. You know, so it's one of those things. So getting back started is just the hardest part because your body's not prepared for it. You know, your body's not ready for it. But if you make it a lifestyle thing and you make it a habit for something that you're going to do with yourself for the rest of your life, I believe that that's the best option to you know, adding health and fitness into your lifestyle. It doesn't have to be anything extreme, but just adding it into your lifestyle, into what you do. So like me, I added into my lifestyle by working out and going on my back porch and doing stuff. But yesterday, I didn't even go anywhere. I bought my perfect push-ups in the house and I did 10 sets of 30. And I just sat there for like an hour and it was just 30. Boom. Take a break. Out of my phone, 30, boom. Like I was watching a basketball game or something like that. And I was just 30, 30, 30, 30. So I ended up doing 300 push-ups last night, but I was watching TV while I was doing it, you know what I mean? And playing on my phone. So I just put it into my lifestyle. It wasn't a whole, oh, I got to work out like this. I got to, you know, make it extreme. I just kind of squeezed it in when I could. And I felt like that was reasonable, you know? So why not do it? Just put it in my lifestyle. Here's my second tip is, start small and set a small, insignificant workout to do for your next day and do it like soon. You know what I'm saying? Whether you feel like it or not. So I'm gonna repeat that, okay? Start small, set a small, almost insignificant workout goal or plan. Like I said, how I did yesterday, I did the push-ups. All I said was, I'm only doing one thing today. I'm doing push-ups. That's it. You know what I'm saying? I got out there and I said, I'm gonna do 300 of these jokers, and that's it. I'm not doing no flies. I'm not lifting no weights today. I'm doing 300 push-ups, and that's it. And that was my whole workout for the day. Like I was so far removed from wanting to do all the extra stuff, and that's what I'm saying. Like that's cool. Like you can have those days, but my chest is burning right now. You know what I'm saying? Like my chest is on fire right now. And I'm mad at myself because I don't have a problem with the workout thing. I have a problem with my eating. I'll fall off on my eating and then get back on, and fall off my eating and get back on. The workouts, I can do that. You know what I mean? I can do the activity because that's nothing to me. That's like takes time away from something else. But the food, I'm not no eater, man. So trying to get that food in my system, I'd probably be 270 if I could eat. If I could eat like some of y'all, I'd probably be 270. It would be disgusting. I'll be my father's size. Y'all seen my father in my old videos. I would be my father's size at 33 years old. I'll be a monster if I like to eat. But I just don't like to eat. I just don't like to eat. I don't care about no food, man. No, I'm not hungry. I'm not hungry right now. I ain't eat like in 4 hours. I'm just not hungry, you know. But if I was, though, I'd be a serious problem. I think Mr. Olympia would definitely be on my list of things that I would want to try to achieve if I actually like to eat food. But start small. Little workout goal. If it's just push-ups, just pull-ups, just dips that day, just, you know, something light, that's fine. Don't count that as, don't take it as, oh, well, it wasn't enough, or that's not hard enough, so I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do a hardcore. Since it's not a hardcore workout, I'm going to just skip it until I can do a hardcore workout. Don't do that. Like, just do the workout, and it's okay that it's small. It's okay that it's a little insignificant workout. That's cool. Like, let that be one of the things that you just do, and reward yourself for it. Like, praise yourself for knocking that out. Don't look at it as if, oh, I ain't do enough. Look at it as if I did my thing for the day. You know, at least I got something done. You know what I'm saying? Like, boom, let's move on. Like, and the next day, at least we getting something done. And it will start getting the big days. You know what I'm saying? Like, the big days will come, but the little days, those are the ones that keep you right. Because, you know, if you fall off, you'll never fall off with the little days. You'll never fall off with the little days. Even if and this is why I'm a strong advocate of doing one body part a day, 7 days a week. chest, shoulders, triceps, legs, abs, back, biceps. Like, I love that. That is the most beautiful way of working out to me, known to man, because you can maintain that. All the other stuff, that's you got to do chest and this and back and then power lift this day and hardcore this day and this and that. Yo, you can't keep up with that for 15, 20 years. I've been doing pull-ups since I was 12, 13, like religiously since I was 12. I was doing them when I was even younger than that, but I've been doing pull-ups. My staple of my physique is pull-ups. It's gymnastics to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, so for me, if I can do something that's sustainable for a long period of time, I love it. You know what I'm saying? So little insignificant workouts, you can do those. You can say, all I'm going to do is go do a set of, I'm going to do maybe 2 sets of 21s on biceps. 7. You know what I'm saying? You do 2 sets of them, and that's your workout for the day. I'll take that. You feel what I'm saying? Like, give me those little ones too. Give me my crumbs. Like, all change adds up. Like, you can get 4 quarters and get $1. You know what I'm saying? Like, give me all my change. Like, I'm fine with that. Don't look at it as if you know, you too good for doing little small workouts. Like, it don't work like that, man. Like, get out there. I did a couple abs. I did some hanging leg raises the other day, and my abs are on fire. And I don't even like to work my abs. And so with that being the case, it's like, well, I did my abs. You know what I'm saying? And I can feel it. And it wasn't, all I did was one exercise for my abs, but I did it though. You know what I'm saying? And so that's the thing, like, knock it out. All right. And then the last thing I want to say before I get into you guys' comments is try to knock it out earlier in the day. And I know for me, if I can get my workout in early, like stupid early before anything gets started, that's what works best for me. And then I won't feel guilty for the rest of the day. Like, I'll feel guilty when I miss my workouts. And so if I do a workout and I get it done early, that'll remove that guilt factor for the rest of the day, and I can just get busy. I don't really know about I've never experienced you feel way better. Because I like to take my showers at night anyway. So I don't like to take my showers in the morning, because if I got to run back out in the afternoon, then it's like, dang, I worked out and I got to take a shower. Then I got to go back outside. I like to take my shower before I go to bed. So it kind of doesn't benefit me in that way of feeling better. I don't really feel more energized. I don't feel like more lively. I can't say that I do. I know some people do feel energetic and stuff like that. I'm thinking if you do cardio or something that's more aerobic, you probably will. But as for me, I haven't felt, I don't feel like my temperature is the same all the time. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't really get up or down or feel this way or feel that way. It's not like that with me, but some people, it does feel like that with. And so that's a secondary benefit of doing your workouts earlier in the day. Okay. So try to knock them out early, and keep this in mind too. There's a book called, if you guys read, there's a book called The Slight Edge. And he says something that spoke to my spirit, right? He said, do what it takes to get the job done, whether you feel like it or not. Like, whether you feel like it or not, like, it don't even matter if you feel like doing it. Like, you just got to go do it. You feel me? So keep that in mind when you talking all this stuff about, I'm in a rut, I'm in a slump, I'm into this, I'm into that. Like, you got to man up at the end of the day and do what it takes to get the job done, whether you feel like it or not. If you're not in the mood, so what? If you don't feel like doing it, so what? If you don't know why you're doing it, so what? Like, that has to be the last thing on your mind. Like, okay, I don't have a reason. I don't have an event. I don't have I got stuff going on in my life. I got all these things that's taking me away. It's distracting me from it. I know I want to work out, but I'm putting it off because of this and this. Hey, listen, shut up. Go do what it takes to get the job done, whether you feel like it or not. You see what I'm saying? So you got to take that, and at the end of the day, chalk that up to just manning up and going outside and getting the work done. You feel me? Like, just go get the work done. And later on down the line, you'll reward yourself, and that's how you make it become part of your lifestyle. All right, that's how you make it become part of your lifestyle. Anyway, I hope y'all enjoyed that one. Let's get to the comments. Thanks for everybody being in the chat. I think I had like 14 people in here today, which is great, but it's cool because I see later on that people end up coming back watching this stuff, man. But let me see. Flamboyant, you said you allowed yourself to create bad habits that you're struggling to get out of now. Listen, bad habits, man. Like, that's that lifestyle thing I was talking about. Like, you start getting into your factory defaults, the habits that are bad for you. And that's what a factory default is. Like, that's your regular way. Your regular way isn't exercise. And so if your regular way isn't exercise, then yeah, having bad habits is what makes you have to focus on getting out of them. And it's crazy because I can understand where you're coming from, because I feel like that with food, but with help with actually working on the muscle part, I don't get it because I don't care. It's like, do what it takes to get the job done, whatever. You know what I'm saying? But with eating, it's like, man, if somebody told me that about some food, I'd be like, man, yeah, I know, man, but I really don't like eating. You know what I'm saying? So I get it. You know what I mean? But it's one of those bad habits that I got. Like I'll put too much time between my meals. I'll eat early in the morning, then I'll miss a meal, and then I won't eat until 4:30. Then that'll be my breakfast, and then I'll eat again like late in the afternoon. Then I'll eat again like 12 o'clock midnight. Then I might wake up and get something else. So it's like, I wish I need somebody over here. I need somebody over here cooking for me and putting the meal in front of me and like, oh, here you go, here you go, here you go. You know what I'm saying? Then maybe I will put some size on it, but that's one of those things, man. And then, yeah, we got Brandon Hicks. You said discouragement from not seeing enough progress. Well, that's the thing. What I tallied up at the end of the day, the way I rounded it off was, you got to do whatever it takes to get the job done, whether you want to or not. You know what I'm saying? You got to just do the work, man. Like, and that's what it all boils down to. Like, the difference between you and somebody who's better than you is that they're doing the work. And that's it. That's it. That's all it is. Like, they're just doing the work and you not doing the work. And even so, sometimes the work comes easy to them, but the fact that you're not even trying to do the work, or you're not doubling up, like y'all know the bodybuilder Branch Warren. I've heard stories about him and him saying like, I don't have the prettiest physique. I don't have the greatest looking physique. But Buddy put that work in and was working overtime. So he had to do double the work just to be caught up with everybody else. And so sometimes that's just the hand you was dealt. Like, we all get dealt a card, we all get dealt our own cards. And so what happens is you got to take your cards and play your best hand all the time. You feel what I'm saying? So it's like, you can get discouraged, but stuff takes time, man. And even with just being discouraged, like, and not seeing the progress, I don't see progress in myself, right? And I can admit that. And that's one of those things where you got people around you and they're like, yo, you look great. I don't look any different today from when I looked on stage. When I see pictures, I'm like, dang, I did kind of look good that day, But when I look at myself in the mirror, I'm like, I look good today too. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of hard to see the difference. But the thing is, though, you're never going to be able to see it. On the flip side, even if you did look your best and you look, your worst now, it's not going to be much to hold on to, because your mind is going to see the same person all the time. And that's just how our minds work. Our minds don't really see change. And that's where you hear people getting like bigorexia, or, being anorexic and wanting to throw up because, like body image in your own mind, you have your own self-image. Like, even when you start putting on size, you can never be big enough. You'll look in the mirror at your best day and be like, man, but my legs, or man, but this, or man, but my forearms don't add up. You know what I'm saying? And so when you do that, you're never going to be satisfied. And we can never be satisfied with the way we look. But it don't matter about being satisfied. The way you can offset being satisfied is just doing what it takes to get the job done. Put your head down, put your hoodie on, your headphones on, close your eyes and just do the work. And then look up a couple months later and then be like, oh, shoot, I do look good. You know what I'm saying? Be surprised at it, but just do what it takes to get the job done. All right, what we got next? You said repping Time Fitness, you definitely in a slump. Listen, I understand, man. We all go through it, yo. I'm in a slump right now too, man. Demi Arts, I got a whole gym and I fall into the rut easily because I always be thinking it's right there. I can go anytime I want. Oh, yeah, that's the other one. That's the other one, because it's right there. But, you got to use your stuff. I'm the type of person, the thing about me, why I can say this stuff and I can kind of say it easily, like, oh, just do it. I'm a worker. Like, I'm a worker too. Like, I like to get my hands dirty. You know what I'm saying? And I'm very appreciative of the things that I have in life. You know what I'm saying? I grew up in an area where I've seen people get their lives taken from them probably at a young age. You know what I'm saying? And they didn't get a chance to experience what they would like to have experienced when they got older. And that stuff has haunted me since I was little. I'm not saying like it's crazy, like what's going on in other parts of the country. I mean, other parts of the world right now, because that's beyond me, But for me, I know it affected me because of what I've seen. And so I was like, man, if I can at least have my arms and my legs, and I could be mentally capable of being able to succeed. And I see all these other people who are just throwing their life down the drain and not even trying, or like, like they don't even want it. You know what I mean? Like you can just sit there and just gain all this weight and not even care. You know what I'm saying? And like, how do you do that? How do you not just want to be your best? And for me, I've just always wanted to maximize on being the best version of myself. And that's what I pray for. You know what I'm saying? I pray for just being able to, I just want to be the best version that I can be in myself at all times. You see what I'm saying? And so when you don't want to be your best, it's something that it's hard to bring you back out of the slump. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes, I'll give you another example. Like sometimes when I'm trading on the charts, I have a good day and then I have a bad day. You know what I'm saying? But I know that the more and more I do it, the more lessons I learn and the more I get a chance to appreciate the fact that, wow, I'm in this position to still be able to grow and learn. And so I just got to be patient. And one day, like I said, put your headphones on, put the hoodie on, put your headphones on, put your head down, do the work. You know what I'm saying? I'm on there every day just doing the work. And one day it's got to pay off. You know what I'm saying? And if it don't pay off, then what else was I going to do anyway? That's the thing. Like, I'm not going to do nothing else anyway. So I might as well just keep on trying until something happens. Like, I might as well chase it anyway until something happens. And that's the thing about getting your body in shape. Like, okay, maybe you're not seeing the progress, but what else you gonna do? You gonna go sit down instead? You know what I mean? Like, you just gonna go not do something instead? No, what's the point of that? Like, still go put the work in. You know what I mean? Like, still go put the work in. And especially if it's right there in your house, I'll really go, like, I appreciate being able to have a gym in my own house. I actually currently am still paying for a membership. I got a LA Fitness membership from when I was out in Georgia that's nationwide, and there's no LA Fitness in Sacramento. And I'm in California and there's no LA Fitness. So I can't even use my own gym membership, but I'm not even going to cancel it because I know when I travel to other states, I'm going to still use it. You know what I'm saying? But my thing is I don't have a gym membership and I'm working out in my own house. And so I just maximize on what I have available to me. I am literally the person that will eat the last pieces of the bread, yo. Like, I'll make my ends meet and eat them and eat a piece of toast and be like, boom, boom. That was a snack. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm doing everything. I eat all my food. Like, my refrigerator is empty by the end of the week. I buy what I'm gonna eat. If I got something extra that I didn't eat, I'll make myself eat it. Or if I know I'm not gonna eat it in a couple days, I'll force myself to eat it early. Like, strawberries go bad so fast. So when I get them, I just gotta eat them right away. You know what I'm saying? I just gotta eat them right away. But it's one of those things, man. So, I'm really I use all my resources. And so my gym that I got outside, that's just a resource to me. And it hasn't discouraged me from working out. Y'all saw me a couple months ago. I was down like 20, 30 pounds. You know what I'm saying? So I'm getting back up. And this is all with the home gym. I haven't left the house. I haven't left the house, man. All right, what you got next? We got hey, Flamboyant, he said, not gonna lie, you might be your reason to become a head turner. Yeah, a head turner and health purposes. Yeah, that's it, man. But those are the two things. Brandon Hicks, you said, do you think listening to too many people will sidetrack you, or do you think it's beneficial? You know what? That's a great question. That's a great question. Here are two things. I'll give you two answers. On a life note, and I'll give you an answer on a personal note. On a life note, when it comes to, in a bodybuilding note, life note, bodybuilding. With bodybuilding, when you're listening and getting advice from somebody, I only believe in using the advice that's beneficial to you. So with life as well, you know what I'm saying? Like, people will give you advice in a whole bunch of different ways, like, because it's coming from their point of view, but it's like throwing ish at the wall and seeing what sticks. You got to take in and, you can test out a whole bunch of stuff and test it and see what works, and then discard what doesn't work, So if something, you get advice from somebody and it seems to be beneficial, you try it out. If it is working for you, stick with it and never remove it. That's the thing. And then when you find something, you get advice from somebody else, they give you advice and it doesn't work for you, just brush it off and keep on moving, but don't hold on to it. You see what I'm saying? And so you got to build your own plan on what works for you based on, whatever your experiences are. What might work for me may not work for somebody else. You know what I'm saying? And what might work for you may not work for somebody else either. And so even like with me, when I look at my body and I say, I want to construct a physique that looks like X, Y, and Z, I don't necessarily only listen to one person who has the body that I want to look like. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not into that. Like I won't be like, okay, well, I'm not gonna take advice from nobody except the old school guys who are from this era, and I'm gonna only use the old school advice. I'm not like that. You know what I'm saying? Like I'll find something, and if I know it used to work for them back in the day, I'm like, you know what? How come nobody's doing that now? Let me start doing that. Like I got the Olympic bar, bar that it's round, two ends. You can put the little plates on, and it got the two handles that are vertical, and you can do your curls and stuff like that. You can do your overhead tricep presses or the tricep blaster bar, whatever you want to call it. So that's an old school bar that a lot of people don't use. And from what I heard back in the day, dudes was getting huge and getting huge biceps off of using those. So I was like, you know what? Let me try those. Let me add them and see. Let me get my bar, see if it works, and try it. And I noticed that it worked good for me, especially with coming off an injury, because I still can't really twist my wrist all the way over, and I'm still overcompensating a little bit on this arm. So it's great for me to have something that I can kind of like, I can see myself teetering when I'm holding it. But anyway, I tried it out. It worked for me. And I said, okay, cool. But then there's been things that are from the new school that I like, that I've tried out, like for legs. I remember, and I'll give you this story before, like when I was trying to get ready for my last couple of shows, my legs, I knew, were the worst part on my body, because when I first started working out, I never planned on showing my legs. I was just gonna do men's physique. And so they didn't have a classic physique, and I tried bodybuilding, but I looked funny on stage bodybuilding. You know what I'm saying? Like I was too big, but not defined enough to be a bodybuilder. But I was defined enough to be a men's physique competitor, but I didn't have great legs. And so I was getting ready for that NPC show, and I wanted to get into, I needed to compete with the big boys, because I was winning my natural men's physique shows, but the feedback the judges would give me every time, I'm talking about whatever city I went to, whatever state, you know what I'm saying, I went to compete, the feedback after every show was, hey, you look great, but you were too big. You need to do something else. And they kept telling me that. I'm talking about every single judge, hey, you look great, but you were too big. You know what I'm saying? Like you were huge. And I'm like, yo, I'm huge. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm only 200 pounds. Like, but when I get to getting on stage with other guys who are also natural, you see the difference. You see what I'm saying? Like you see how my body looks like, oh shoot, you know what I'm saying? Like it's black and white. And so I can lose like that because I look more like a bodybuilder on one side, but my legs didn't match up. Anyway, I wanted to build my legs, and I was taking advice from everybody. I'm talking about I was online, looking up, Googling stuff, doing whatever. I was taking all this advice, hiring coaches, getting advice from like different guys in the gym, getting advice from different judges, getting advice from like people who are at shows. Sometimes I would be at a show and somebody would walk up to me after the show and be like, yo, you look great, man. You need to work on your legs. You should try doing X, Y, and Z. And I'm like, well, what should I do? And they'd be like, yo, try this, do this, do that, do this, do that. And I would try stuff, and I try stuff. And this happened for years, actually. And I said, you know what, man? Like I keep on taking all this advice from everybody. Let me go ahead and try something that I've always wanted to do, because I know how my body feels, and my legs aren't growing with all this advice. Like nothing's working. You know what I'm saying? I could work my legs 2-3 days a week, and my quads wouldn't even get sore. And it was the weirdest thing. Like my hamstrings would get sore. I could beat my hamstrings down. My calves would grow, but my quads will not cooperate. And I said, yo, why are my quads not cooperating? Sissy squats was the answer. And I just on the fly was like, you know what? I heard of sissy squats before, but I've never even been in the gym that had the machine. And so I just was like, let me order one off of Amazon, get a sissy squat machine and try it. And I'm talking about my legs burn now. After all of these years, I'm talking about like 10 years of just leg exercises, taking advice from people, trying stuff, nothing's working. I could leg press heavy, you know what I'm saying? Like squat after, lunge up and down the hall, all of that stuff, man. Like I could really get busy on legs, and nothing was making my legs sore. I could put in the work and they would just be conditioned, but they wouldn't get sore. But sissy squats with no weights and high reps get my legs burning. And the thing is just because that's the way my body contorts when I do physical activities. And so I can't necessarily get the same benefit from somebody who squats on a Smith machine, or with a free weight as I can if I'm trapped into a contraption where I'm stuck and my legs are forced to be this way. It's probably something to do with my hips and my hip flexors and my ankles and stuff that I need to get adjusted. But they work for me. And so I just was like, you know what? You know, hey, great. You know what I'm saying? Now I'll just do 60 squats, and now I got something else. So now I'm like, you know what? Maybe I should do another show because I finally found the thing that works for me. And I know if I want to get my legs big, I don't have to go in there and do heavy leg presses. All I got to do is 60 squats and keep on adding more weights. You know what I'm saying? So they'll grow like that. Keep on eating my food because they're going to get conditioned anyway. And the more my muscle grows, it's only going to get bigger if I eat food. So, you know, all I got to do is eat and do what I've been doing. So that's the thing, man. But you got to just try and find what works. And you know it works if it gets you sore. If you get sore from it, then you know it worked. If you didn't get sore from it, you probably should discard it, you know, and not even worry about it. So I hope that answers your question. Listen, we've been here for 45 minutes. These are getting fun. But I'll see you guys next week, the same time, like 6:30. If you have any questions, feel free to DM me. My Instagram is @GetFitWithKB. And or you can email me on here, or you can email me at support@getfitwithkb.com. You can find me on Facebook or whatever. Everything is Get Fit with KB. So just find me there. But if you got any questions you want to submit, because I'm going to be doing these probably for the rest of the year, once a week or something like that. And if you got any questions, we can go over them or DM me, however you want to do it, man. But thank you guys. Hey, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I really appreciate it. Don't forget to get your glass meal prep containers. I got a few packaged up right here, getting ready to ship out. Get your glass meal prep containers with bamboo lids. I still got a bunch left. And don't forget to get your download your ebooks, everybody. So if you got any questions about getting started on bodybuilding, if you're new to bodybuilding and you haven't, you know, run through my channel and seen my old videos yet, download your ebook. I have the ebook. You can click the link in the description in this video. And listen, man, I appreciate everybody for being here, man. I love y'all, man. Y'all are my guys, man. I'll see y'all in the next video. All right. Thanks for watching.